באמת, ארץ הקודש,
בעשר זה נכון, זה ארץ הקודש. אוקיי. The topic for tonight is one of the most complicated one. I said it over here many times that it's an art to learn how to communicate. Communication, it's mamash, it's an art. It's a skill that you have to acquire. Not so simple, but this is the key to any success. If it's in business, if it's in wherever it is, you have to know how to communicate. There is a way to communicate. And at home, there is not even a question that that's the key word, to learn how to communicate. In Hebrew, we call it תקשורת. להתקשר. קשר. That's what brings the קשר. To cling to each other, it's only to learn how to talk. Now, in our time, that we have all kinds of instruments in our hands. Once, I remember years ago, I used to fight against the TV. It was a fight, today, TV, today זה כבר אנטיק בכלל. מי פותח את זה אפילו? Who will open it בכלל? So, yeah. The phone, and you know, in the old days, you have something to talk with your wife because she is home and you at work, and you coming, so you bring in all the news. Today became the opposite. They all day long on their phones, and what they have, yes. I'm in the show, I'll call you back, Jim. So now, the Gemara says, when you want to come to somebody, to come closer to somebody, physically, meaning to be a friendship, you're taking him out to eat, yes? The business meeting that we have, what are you ordering? No? Steak. Food, no. Food. Steak, I don't know what. But food. גדולה לוגמה שמקרבת את הבריות. Meaning, if you want to come to a friendship, you have to give food. But if you want to have relationship, emotional one, spiritual one, what you have to use? Words. Food will not do it. Food will not do it. Words will do it. So, why Hashem gave us the power of the speech? So we're going to be able to connect it to each other. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. It's a waste. That's why Lashon Hara, it's a very terrible thing. Why? Something that Hashem gave you to get close to people, with its mouth, you're destroying everything. Right? You're doing exactly the opposite. That's why it's so terrible. So if our marriage life will be good or not, it depends on one thing. החיים והמוות ביד הלשון. Life and death, it is the end of the tongue. If you know how to talk, if you know how to present things, right, you're going to have very nice life. If you don't know, and I'll tell you the truth, I'm even ashamed to say it. I'm ashamed to say it. But sometimes a couple sending me the arguments that they have, so they argue over the phone. And they send me the conversation to see what they saying. באמת, I don't know if to cry, to laugh, the level that it got, משהו, I cannot even, sometimes I want even to throw up. The words that they're using, ריבונו של עולם. How can you say something like this and then have intimacy with the same person that you're saying F curses, and your age, and you are a P, okay? I don't want to say what I'm saying. I hope that you're going to get it, right? You belong in 42nd Street. You're a P. So you can call it with a B, H, or P. Take your pick. And then, how can you live with this person? באמת, I don't. באמת, I don't. But this is the language. Is this called communication? Terrible. באמת terrible. English. מה החידושים זה? good. Yeah. Okay. Okay. If a person wants to invest in his marriage life, it all depends on the way that you talk. Why? Because when you talk, you're helping the neshama of a person. Like sometimes they asking me, when I speak about abuses, and all these kind of things that I don't want you to get close to all this, okay? But there is all kind of abuse. All kind. But a person once asked me, what is more terrible? A verbal abuse or physical abuse? Both of them are terrible, both of them. But if you're going to put it on the scale, verbal, you don't see any marks. Sometimes in my office, a lady lift up her sleeve and she said, look what my husband did to me. So, and when I'm looking at him under my glasses, he knows that he is in trouble. He said, but she deserved it. She got on my nerves. She deserved it. She got on his nervous. Him. Do you know whom you're talking to? Right? So he has a reason already why he got the permission to hit. But this is, if you're gonna ask the professional ones, will tell you this you can forget. Verbal, you're not gonna be able to forget. Why? Hitting is the body. Verbal, you hurting the neshama, and this a person is not able to forget so fast. It bechlal. Huh? It bechlal. So a person feels, what did I say already? What did I say? Why are you so sensitive? I cannot talk to you because every time I say something. Okay, so let's make experiment. I'll give you a knife. Okay, I give you a knife, and every time a person will give you, one card, a different card, a third card, a fourth card, fifth, here, there. Because you see so much blood coming out, then you're gonna get scared. Words, you don't see the blood. So you think nothing happened. Nothing happened. But every time you're saying a bad word or something that is not in place, you cutting the person neshama, and the neshama will bleed. And this is go and now and try to bring it back. It's very difficult, extremely. Because to hit you, let's say you're on the phone, and she is there, I don't know what, at work, and you are at work, so you far away. To hit, you cannot. But with your tongue, you can say so many things, even if you're far away. Even if you're far away. So now, there is all kinds of ways how to talk, right? The presentation makes a lot of impact, yes? If you want to sell a nice piece of jewelry, right? You have to present it in a right way. Right? Expensive gift, right? Imagine you have anniversary and you're saying to your wife, I have a surprise for you. What is the surprise? I'll show you. Yeah, he looks at the packet he says, here, a diamond ring. All in a second. In a second, everything goes, no value to it. Why? Because it's coming there. But if you're bringing something with a wrap, a box, a special one, everything, the presentation makes a lot of change. So, if you're talking to important person, for example, how are you going to talk? You're not going to talk to him like on the street. Are you going to say to him, hey, dude, how are you doing? Are you going to tell him, dude? Or bro? You're going to say, sir, okay, to important person. To important. And we're going to think what we're going to say, how we're going to say it, how much time we have, how fast should I talk, how I believe. That's when you're coming to important people, you're sorting your words. But if you're talking to your friend, been talking to your friend, hey man, right? No respect. Why? Because we're friends. So what? A friend don't deserve that? Okay. Meaning this friend is not important. Why? Why?
I was never going to say, because you see once in a while, I said it could do the.
So the tone is, yes, you're saying something very good. That's why when we come in to pray, 3 times a day to pray, so you have to welcome it that you're standing in front of Hashem, right? Because Hashem, we cannot see. And to teach you what Hashem giving us and everything already for 2-3 years, and teaching them how to see the good of Hashem is doing with us from the moment that we're opening our eyes until we're going to sleep. And when we sleep also, right, how many favors Hashem does to us. But I have to explain it. I have to explain it. It takes time. But let's say to appreciate each other, right? Why a wife or a husband on the same token of saying, why they not important? Why they're not important? So I have to teach not to take nothing for granted. Now, let me take you a little bit to the world that I'm in, to be a speaker. Have you been once a speaker? Okay, there is rules there. There are rules. And we have to follow the rules. What's flying all the time in my mind while I'm talking to you? Are they listening to me? Do they understand me? How do I sound? Yes, it's all the time. You have to be very alert. And every time I have to say new things. Yes, imagine I say the same to you all the time. At the end, I'll talk to the chairs. Because we always want something new. And the most important one, not what I'm saying, how I'm saying it. We are in the business, okay? Sometimes I hear people coming out of a lecture that, by the way, I heard people saying, for a lecture, Mashu. I didn't. We in the business, we analyzing it. What did you say already? Don't use something that, oh, and people, what? On the other hand, you see a person full, throwing at you so much information from this side, they met something else. People coming out, okay. I didn't understand. For me, to hear the boring one was something, there is a lot of juice there. But what was the problem? He doesn't know how to present what he wants to say. The other one said maybe 2-3 lines, and on top of it, he built, a tower, but he knew how to present it. He knew how to present it. And people came out, ha, 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 ha. It's not what you're saying, it's how you say. That's the key word. It's the key word. And soon I'll bring it home. I'll bring it home. How about if I will scream 1 hour over here? So how are you doing, Abotai? What's new? For 1 hour. You're gonna come out of it, right? Don't bring him again, please. I have a headache. Or I'll come to you and say, I got someone. For 1 hour, I'll talk to you like this and say, מה say. So now, so you're getting disconnected. People getting disconnected. You're talking to, I don't know, it's not pleasant. So imagine at home, you screaming at her, she's screaming back at you, and she has much louder voice than you have, right? So two people, I don't know if they screaming or barking, I don't know what they're doing. But can you hear it? That's communication. So why are we repeating this? Why are we repeating all this? Screaming and screaming again. Useless. The message is not going across. It's not. So now, if you want people to listen to you, I'll tell you what needs to be done. Number one, if you talk and the crowd will feel that you love them, you care for them. In any case, even to your child, to everybody, when you want to say something, it's coming from a place of love. So you talk in a different way. That's rule number one. Whoever you want to talk, even if you want to criticize a person or something, if it's met with sincerity.
Sorry, Rabbi, we don't hear you good. Rabbi, we don't hear you.
I think the microphone shifted.
What happened?
We don't
Can
hear
you
you.
hear us now?
We can't hear the rabbi.
You cannot hear us?
Very far.
Maybe the
I
microphone.
can hear you, but not the Rav.
Okay, Rabbi, you need to speak louder.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Rav.
Yes,
No,
good.
Yes, we hear you now. Good.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you please go back to number one?
Number one. Okay. Very well trained.
We are
Okay.
more serious than men, Rabbi, you see? We're learning Torah.
Okay. Don't jump. Don't jump. Take it easy. Say yes. Say yes. Nothing happened. Okay. So now, number one, when you want to talk to somebody, if you don't talk with anger, nobody will listen to you. Okay? The ears will be deaf. You have to show that you love the person. Soon I'll show you how to do it. But you have to show that you care for the person, you love the person, and then the ears will open up That's number one rule. And don't look at the person kacha. What? You know this. זאת אומרת, it means what? I'm here and you have to listen to what I'm saying. That's not gonna help. Sometimes, you know, a person is more educated. Let's say the wife is a PA and the husband is a barber. The badbacht הזה, his wife בכלל, she's gonna look at him, what are you talking about? She feels like that already. And if she get upset, she's telling him, you're only a barber. You never saw college in your life. You're talking to educated one. Or if they don't have this, so let's say she is from Tashkent, and he is from the Kishlok, he came from somewhere, I don't know where. No. Oh. Okay. Okay, so here we go. In this case, nothing in the house will go through. You talk to the wall is better. Because then only hatred will develop over here. Because when you talk to a person and you feel that you're more than him, forget it. The conversation is over. If I come over here and say to you, you know, guys, you're all going to hell. Okay, now I'll tell you why you're going to hell. It's like, go to hell. We're going to do something like that. So it's not going to work. Number two, you smile. If you don't, I hate people which are sour. I hate it. I don't like it. You know, people coming to my office, כל היום תשעה באב. Every day, I have it. I say, excuse me. I didn't do to you anything. I'm giving you my time. Maybe you can smile at me at least. You can kill him, but what did I do?
Oh, that's nice.
What did I do to you? No. If she'll come and say, maybe I'll feel pity for her, you know? Maybe I'll take her side. Don't do this to me. Smile. Smile is the weapon. Shtabach Shemo. When you smile at your people, when you smile at your wife or you smile at the husband, then we can talk. We can talk. But if she can't go. גמרנו. By the way, the gloves up. I have to protect myself. Every conversation, it's a waste of time, waste of words, waste of energy. The message will not get across. No way. No way. Love, smile. Okay? People don't like sour faces. Who over here likes sour face? No? Nobody raising their hands. And you guys at home,
No, Rav.
don't you like it? Sour face?
No.
I agree with you, Rabbi.
Oh, we feel bad. We feel upset when you.
Good. Okay, good. Nobody likes sour face. Everybody likes smiley face. When you smile and when you show love, then you can say everything because it's coming from a good place.
Rav,
Then
you know, there's a saying. It says, "Smiley faces takes you places."
what?
There's a saying, "Smiley faces takes you places."
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, number 3, to believe in what you say. To believe in what you're saying. So it's coming from sincerity and things that coming out of the heart penetrating the other person's heart. Many times you try to manipulate. We're trying to do things, or we're not saying the truth, or we're assuming. I called you today, you were not home. Again, you went to your mother. I wasn't by my mother. So the conversation is already over. Every word is a miyutar. It's extra. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your energy. The words have to come out from the heart. דברים היוצאים מן הלב נכנסים אל הלב. It's a well-known fact. Things that it's in your heart, the other person will relate to it. So you need to love a person, to smile at him, and to be sincere, and to believe in what you say. Not to assume. Not to assume. Many times we assuming things, you know? And this is called trying to manipulate the situation. Now, there is רש"י בהתחלת פרק הלולב הגזול, במסכת סוכה, right? The לולב היבש והגזול פסול. The לולב, if it's dry, is פסול. Why? Why? After all, it's a lulav, so what if it's dried out? Rashi is saying that the mitzvot have to have beauty. התנהל לפניו במצוות. התנהל לפניו. Don't make the mitzvot kara. Every person that I know, at least, a kiddush cup made of what? A silver one. Take a glass one. So no, it's a mitzvah. I have to take something, presentable. It's a mitzvah. I want to beautify the mitzvah. I'll buy a silver cup. The candle holders for Shabbat, right? Also, silver. Sometimes the silverware also, it's a silver, right? The Jews are well known. They are the most silver users is the Jews. A Sefer Torah, right? Silver. Everything is silver. Why? Because we want to beautify the mitzvot. Now, husband and wife, when they talking, it's a mitzvah or not?
Yes, it's a
No,
mitzvah.
no matter what.
It is a mitzvah,
It's
right?
a big mitzvah. Yes. Big one. Yes. Yes. So, is it a mitzvah to beautify the mitzvah, meaning every word you have to put silver on top of it? Are we doing it? You see, in order to claim that we are religious, which I doubt always, you have to know that things that have to do between Adam lechavero, a person to a person, this is the most important part of the Torah. Because a tefillin I can put on a horse also, not a big deal. But tzitzit I can put on the horse also. And to the mikveh I can take my dog also. All this is only symbols to help us. But to see who we are is the way that we act. That is a person. When we're saying to a person, Odam Shov, be a Ben Adam. What is Ben Adam? When you know, when I'm talking to my husband or talking to my wife, I have to put silver on top of it, to say nice things. If not, every bad words that you're saying, you're a sinner. You're taking the best tool that a Jew have and you're making it a weapon to destroy. Why? That's the weapon to connect. How you became a couple if a person is not know how to say Areat Mekudeshet li. He shall be his wife. By the words that he say, Areat Mekudeshet li ketaba azu kedat Moshe ve'Israel, that's it. One line connected to people. We don't even think about it. When we're gonna move to the children, you're gonna see what it means. How to talk to a child. Yeah. Argument is very good. Let me tell you something. I have also arguments with my Rebbe. Don't feel for a second that no, I'm not an angel and I'm not, no. We have arguments. Ooh, ah, ooh la la. Because there are two opinions in one room, there is always room to argue. I disagree with you. And sometimes we disagree how this kid behaving, and sometimes it goes to other things. We argue. Of course we argue. You have to argue. Why don't you ask why Hashem didn't want me to marry my sister? That's the best thing. I can hit her, I can tell her whatever. After all, she's my sister. No? My parents will be my in-laws also. And so we're fixing many problems. Why Hashem did this to us? What was on his mind? Huh? The best thing, I know her, she knows me, I can give her this boom, bam. She said, okay, stay in the family. Hashem said, no, chas v'shalom, arayot, if atem zeh, oy va'avoy. Go marry someone that you don't know. Why? Because I want to challenge you. It's a challenge. Argue. Because two opinions. The question is, how are you going to argue? And that's the main thing. From argument, you grow up. I don't want a wife that whatever I say, she says, yes, sir. It's boring. So marry a robot. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. There is an argument. Because through the argument, you learn how the other one thinks, things that you didn't know before, but it's coming from a different place. It's coming because we care for each other and we want to come to conclusion that not who is right, who is wrong. This is not what we do. What is the truth? What is the benefit for the family? What is the outcome will do to the family? Yeah. You stop. I said, okay, I see that he's going to the wrong highway. We'll stop over here. When we're going to cool off, we'll continue. You have to understand, when you're mad, you're wasting energy. The message is not going across.
He or she said that. And also stuck in the person's head like, wow.
Because when you get mad, you don't know even what you're saying anymore. You're shooting, like left and right. And that's what we don't want. Because it's very childish, irresponsible. And it shows immaturity. This is now how you argue. Argument have to come from love.
Rav, so the anger overtakes logic?
Always. Always. There's no more logic talking over here. It's only the gava kicking in now. Who is right, who is wrong. Has been under, I'm right. And I'm not going to give up. I'm going to stand. I'm the man over here. And she said, Ma, I'm not a maid over here. And now we have, instead of talking, it became barking. Did you see once two dogs from two sides of the sidewalk? Whoa, 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 whoa. So, come on. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. And it's halal. We're missing the whole point. Don't think for a second. Everybody argue. Even in the yeshiva, don't we argue? All day long we argue. But how do we argue? Without exchanging ideas, we're not going to grow. You recognize your partner, the more you talk, the more you argue, the more you know what's not to do, where not to press. Many, many things will come out that you will not aware. But when we're busy now with our ego, nothing will come out of it. So now, a man talks. When does a man talk? Man needs friends, or he needs to do business, so he talks when he needs it. When he sees something that is worth it, he will open up his mouth. Otherwise, a man likes to be what? No. Until you see opportunity, you will talk. And lady is completely the opposite side. She needs to talk. Just to talk. On what? Shamayim, Aretz. She needs to, and a man, if he is not accustomed to this, he's going to lose his mind. Behemet, he's going to lose his mind. Many times I hear in my office, he is not talking to me. He's a Rabbi Chaim, she's a liar. She's a liar. Yesterday I spoke to her. I said, okay, well, what do you talk about? I was asking her, how's my son is doing in school? What did you buy? What did you shop? And she said, you see? I said, what you see? I'm talking to you. I'm asking you question, how was your day, this and that. So then she took over. She said, you remember I wanted to talk to you about my aunt, and this you told me change the channel? Can we talk about something else? He said, yes. He said, what is concerning us? Your aunt fought with her sister. What do you want from me? Opa, time out? I don't know, that's the problem. She needs to talk about it now. So you sit there. If you want one day to communicate with her, she needs to talk. What happened when you're angry? Huh? How do you feel? How did you feel 2 weeks ago by Tisha B'Av? Huh? Hungry. או כזה, שלפק כזה כבר נהיה. Right? Half dead. Why? Because he has to eat. That's why if you don't talk to them, they becoming kara, and then pitom they becoming a lion. They jumping all over you just to put kara. Why? Because she needs to talk. She needs to talk. It's something emotional. For a man, it's not emotional. For us, it's something to use. I need to be your friend, so I use my words. When I see that there is something to use my words, I'll use it. If not, yeah. Or no, talking. And now imagine a man not accustomed to all this. You have to sit there now. He doesn't know even what she wants because she goes from a topic to a topic. In half an hour, 20 topics at least. At least. And now you have to learn how to communicate with this. So now, it's well-known fact. In a house that when the parents talk a lot to the kids know how to communicate. In the house that they gave only orders, hey, hello, woo, hey, talk to him. This is not a park over here. Go. Let me teach you something. No, wait. When you're coming home, mommy wants you to take the bag and do me a favor, put it in the closet, please. Oh, like in the army. So this child, he will not know how to communicate because he heard boom, boom, boom. So in a house when people talk to the child, he will know how to communicate. He'll be more open to communicate. So this is your job. From age 0, you talk to the child all the time. Explain. Communicate. Today, we don't have time to communicate anymore with the child, so we give him a phone and we put a show there and tell him, sit down over here. Shalom Israel. These children today, they don't know how to communicate. I don't know how they're going out. What are they going to talk about? Did you see once a couple in the restaurant? Did you see it once? You know, I have every time I take one of my kids by himself to a restaurant, we be going out, just me and him or her. You know, if it's my daughter or my son, it's even though they have a wife, kids are there, but you still need time with Abba. And so sometimes my wife is going, sometimes I'm going, you know, before my shiurim. We have like 2 hours kind of time. So, okay, I'll meet you by the cafe and you have a date with Abba and we talk. And I'm looking around. I feel bad. You see a couple, they sit there in the restaurant, not talking to each other. She is on the phone and he is on the phone. They don't know how to communicate anymore. How can you live like that? Tell me, how can you live like that? Impossible.
The world became quiet, Rabbi, because of the phone.
Oh, yeah. So the husband usually talks things that have to do with the material world. Did you buy shoes for the kids? Did they eat? They go to school? You know, like the contractor or the engineer talking to the contractor. What was today how much did you work today? How much work was done? A woman is not interested in all this. She wants to talk from the neshama. She wants to talk. I want to tell you what I have over here. I want to take it out. Men, we have a problem with this. Okay, we have a problem with this. We have to admit, and that's what we have to learn. Because to communicate, you have to be a listener. You know that? My daughter, she is a therapist. So I told her, what they taught you? What they taught you? And so she told me all kinds of names, you know, that we know. The sicknesses that people have. And I told her, what else? What else told you? So they taught us how to listen. I said, oh, now we're talking. To listen is an art also. And men are a very short circuit when it comes to listening. Because men talk fast and to the point. And they don't have the patience for you to start to You know, talk. And men like to fix things, chick-chack. The kids gave me problems today. Gave you a problem? Instead of saying, wow, wow, wow. What was it? What was it? Tell me. He said, Ma, רצינות, you serious? Why? What else? What else? You know, kinda. And she said, oh, somebody is listening to me. Yalla. Instead of saying, so why did you let it happen? Punish them, lock one in his room, the other one lock in the door, but so finish. That's why I need you for. That's communication. I want you to hear me out. Men don't have patience for this. So if you don't have patience, you're not a communicator. You know, sometimes I sit in my office for 45 minutes. I'm not saying a word. A word I'm not saying. My wife coming to check me out if I fell asleep. And she says, no, my eyes wide open and I'm tuned in. You know, they taught us how to listen. Because when you listen, you know how to communicate. Then you feel the other person and you can analyze what has been said, and then you can answer a normal answer. But we don't like to hear. We don't like to listen. Talk fast. Fast. So, a couple came. And the rabbi was asking, I was asking, what do you want from your husband? He said, שידבר איתי. You should talk to me. Okay. I was asking him, מה אתה רוצה ממנה? What do you want from her? He said, quiet. Right? You see? She wants him to talk and he wants her to be quiet. Come on, here we go. Here we go. When you're talking to your wife, the phone has to be shut off. The phones have to be shut off. You know, if I'm talking to my wife, you can call me until tomorrow. I'm not going to answer you. Maximum, I'll send you there. Call me later on. Because I'm talking to an important person now. There is no one more important than her. So the whole world have to excuse me. If this is not the attitude, okay, we have to change the attitude. My friend called me, I don't have to answer. And then she's going to tell you what? Your friend is more important than I am. And if you're mad, you're going to say yes. And then the sisu v'simchu will start. Right? How many times we cutting each other in the middle? Can you say one sentence without being cutting off? Why so quiet? Many times you just say, bah, they're cutting you off. You have to create atmosphere to talk. Don't cut people off. So I'll tell you what happened if you cutting your husband off, right? So he will take all the, oh, today, next time you can talk through the wall. That's a man mentality. Anyway, whatever I say, she don't want to hear me. She cutting me off. So why should I talk? And men anyway don't like to talk. Yeah. So then finish. A conversation is you cannot cut off. Even if you hear things that you don't like, let the other party finish. Let her finish. And then you answer back. That's what I heard you. I understand that you're in pain. Now, can I say my side how I feel? Good. Then we have more or less a conversation that we can talk about. So no cutting off. So let's repeat. When you want to say something, say it with love. You smile. Be sincere. Believe in what you're saying. Don't try to manipulate. And be a listener. Be a listener. And don't cut off anybody when he talks. It's annoying, באמת, and it's not fair. It's not fair to me. So when somebody talks to you, how do I know if you're participating or not?
By answering
Huh?
questions. By answering questions?
No. When I'm looking eye to an eye and then, okay? Meaning there is a contact, you know? There is a contact. And if a wife is saying to you something that did happen and you, wow, meaning you participating, so it making it very nice atmosphere to talk. Not when I'm asking a couple, I gave you homework to talk. Did you speak last night? Yes. Oh, I said, good, very good. Did you spend a quality time? Yes. How? We watched movie together. So here we go. Two people looking toward the screen. So how was your day? Eh? Look, she's so pretty. Wow. What? So how was your day? Oh, good. My day was good. Both people talking to a wall and they're communicating. And they're saying to me, we had a quality time. Sometimes I want to eat my jacket. What do you say? And that's why they're not able to give a message across. To give a message across, one have to listen and one have to talk, and one should know how to talk and one should know how to listen. Otherwise, it's two deaf people talking. So, before we leave, let me tell you a joke about hearing. A couple had a very big fight, separated already. Finally, the Rav heard this. He called him and said, both of you come here fast over here. What's going on? Blah, 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 blah. He heard the two sides. He said to the husband, it's your fault. He said, okay, if you're saying it's my fault, Atati, Aviti, Beseda. Okay, very good. He said to him, now I want you to buy your wife a gift, a surprise. So she will be gara to show her that you care for her. Okay? A man have to make a surprise is not so simple. So he was thinking, what should I buy? He said, you know what? The communication between us is not good. I think she has a problem with the hearing. So I'm gonna buy her a ear aid. That will help. That will help. That's gonna be the surprise. Okay. He went to the lab and he's saying, no, I need an ear aid. He said, okay, I have to measure your ear, you know, I have to see which kind I'll give you, and I have to test you to see from which distance you are not able to hear. He said, no, it's not for me. He said, so what are you doing here? He said, it's for my wife. He said, so why she's not here? He said, no, she cannot come here. It's a surprise. He said, hey, hello. It's not a surprise. If I give her something too strong, it's not good. I bring her over here. I have to test her to see where the distance that she can hear. If she wants inside, outside. Adoni, my wife will not come here. It's a surprise. You tell me what to do. He said, but you're not a technician. He said, so you teach me how to be. She cannot come here. So he told him, okay, listen to me. When you're going home, you knock on the door, and if she's not opening, you open by yourself. And from the door, you said, call her. What's your wife's name? He said, my wife's name is Sarah, okay? Sarah, how are you? How was your day? What did you cook today? And if she don't hear you, you come closer. Take few steps, and then we'll see slowly, and you ask the same thing until we'll find out where is the distance. If it's so, he said you come as close as possible, and because we have to see. Okay, he going home, opening up the door. His wife did not hear, and he said, Sarah, how are you? I'm home. How was your day? What did you cook today? He said, Ibi. She had a problem. He moved. Again, Sarah, how are you? How was your day? What did you cook today? He said, Ibi. Try move on. It became worse. He moved forward. Finally, he came behind her back and said, Sarah, how are you? How was your day? What did you cook today? So she turned around and says, are you deaf? 4 times already I answered you.
That's so funny.
I guess we know now who needed a hearing aid.
Yeah.
It's always easy to blame the other one. Right? Yes. At least now you're saying the things. Shut up.
Shabbat tov, everybody.
Thank you so much, Rabbi.
Thank you,